Hello and welcome to Game and Scotch podcast, a show where we combine two of our favorite things, gaming and alcoholic beverages. We're going to do a little taste test today. Right now we're calling it the Donkey Kong. It is a...
Cranky Kong, I thought.
Oh, we're calling it Cranky Kong. Yeah, we're calling it the Cranky Kong. So does everyone want to take a shot? Does Garrett want to explain what's in it?
It's just rye.
It's just rye and banana. Actually,
Canadian rye.
You take it first.
So you take one, Dan.
We'll grab them on the way back.
Passing me, because I'm a minor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
This is your banana slice.
Nice.
Unfortunately, Young Neil is a...
Ooh, so good.
And Aiden, you can grab one.
Yep. I'll do this one here.
I just go
That
ham on the middle.
Just shove your tongue in there.
Okay,
Alright, cheers, gentlemen, to
Tropical Freeze.
Tropical Freeze!
Oh, that's a good toast.
Oh my god, cheers, gentlemen!
Boys.
Ding, ding,
little
ding,
arms.
ding, 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 ding.
Clink.
Oh, the banana sounds just smushing.
This isn't liquid.
Ooh.
We're gonna pass that
Not
back
bad.
around here. No, just
You want to pass your banana peels?
Eat your banana.
He's eating it! Don't eat it.
I was the one that was supposed to eat my banana.
Don't eat
You gotta
it.
get in there.
You just get to look at it.
Alright, so for you people out there watching this, want to know who we are, I thought we could do a quick introduction of each of us. So why don't we start at Dan on that side. Dan, the old man.
Dan the Elder. I'm a Toronto stand-up comic, and I play the video games.
Plays the video games.
Plays the video games.
He's a very funny guy.
And I'm legally blind as well, so I still play the video games anyways.
Yeah.
Can't stop this guy.
Can't stop. Can't stop.
Unstoppable.
Won't stop.
Unstoppable. Okay. My name's Dan the Younger. I'm minor, so I can't drink on this podcast. Feels bad, but I do play video games. I'm an EV Games employee as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to me.
Story.
Hey, I'm Eve, or you can call me YVES. I'm French Canadian, of course, because who the fuck else would be called Eve? I work in the film industry, do a lot of lighting, but I play video games on my downtime, and I know a lot about video games.
You can thank him for this amazing lighting here.
Yes.
Doesn't it look beautiful?
And thank Aiden for the hot room.
No problem, man. When we moved here, I was like, I need one room that's just stupid hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
of
just
course.
a sweat lodge.
It's a
all
sauna,
that.
really.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the.
Of course.
I'm gonna take the foil off the window. Though.
Nah.
I'm Garrett. I'm the host's younger brother.
Youngest brother, exactly.
He wrote me into this.
He wrote me into this.
I'm working as a server right now, so hence the alcohol that I can bring to the table. And I love video games, always have. A big passion in my life. Media's great,
Yeah. And
I've seen that shit.
yeah. And I'm Aiden. Gonna be in most of the episodes. Gonna be probably hosting a lot. I am a big video game guy. I've been playing all my life, and I work video game retail, and I also work in the video industry, more corporate stuff. So I'm really happy we're kind of doing this, becoming more passionate with the work. So really excited to kind of get this going. So how this podcast is gonna work? We're gonna have like a special drink, and which we just drank already, the Cranky Kong. And we have a topic that we've chosen. We're going to do a console wars, who won what generation. We're all different ages, so it's going to be really interesting who's going to like what. And I thought we would start with, well, Eve's argument is starting at the SNES era. There's really only 2 consoles, so I guess, do you want to start there, I guess? Or
If you want.
Yeah,
Pick a side
yeah.
with that.
yeah.
Well, it's going to be very biased, because I only own the SNES. I've actually never played any of the Sega consoles. I've never played Genesis, Dreamcast, anything like that. I've heard a lot of good things, but honestly, growing up, the SNES just had so much to offer. I even remember growing up just renting games all the times. I would play Secret of Mana. I mean, there's Street Fighter, there's Mega Man, there's all sorts of stuff. So I don't know. In my opinion, I think it was better. But
He's crying.
No, that's sweat.
That's why. It's the sweat lodge. Yeah, it's an effect.
Have any of you played any of the Genesis or Dreamcast or anything?
I played Sonic, but I was more of an adult when I played Sonic. I didn't really play it as a kid, and I always thought growing up playing Mario, Sonic was too fast. I'm just oh, my rings are gone.
Yeah, no,
Ah!
it's unfair. You're just running full speed, and then out of nowhere you would just get hit by some shit, and you'd be like, what the fuck was that?
And I feel like
Shit, yeah.
I never really liked Sonic until Sonic Mania came out. I think that game's really dope, but my one friend, he's just Sonic's better than Mario. And I don't know.
Did Sonic
maybe
Mania-
olds. Yeah.
Did Sonic Mania make you want to go back and play some of the first ones, or is that still not really your thing?
I would like to revisit them at one point. Like, I think Sonic Mania is, like, just got me so happy. I don't know if it's those levels that made me really happy about it, and, like, maybe going back. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, it just
Maybe
it
we'll do
held
something.
what was good about Sonic.
Yeah.
Really. It just kind of kept that going. And
Yeah.
It's interestingly enough that Sega wasn't the one who made it.
Yeah, I know,
like,
right? They let it happen, and then they're just like, they'll
Yeah,
drop their
kids.
Sonic, what are those
Yeah.
called? Sonic Forces?
Sonic.
So, don't want to talk about it.
I
But,
was like Eve. Like I grew up Nintendo, and I had a Genesis that I got in high school, and I never liked Sonic. There's no exploration, or well, I guess there can be, but
Mhm.
it was never as nuanced as Mario. I don't think, and I mean you just have a straight path with some curves, but it was like it's start. And then you're done. It's like it's just it's like you're watching all this happen, and it never felt interesting to me.
well, I always thought that way too until I played Mania, because Mania has like those levels that you can literally complete it like 100 different ways. But you are going left to right, getting to the end kind of thing. But like
Yeah.
you could go up different paths. That's why like
But that's
when
a
you
modern
revisit it,
take on
that-
classic.
well, I thought that was like what made Sonic cool too in this SNES.
Yeah, it's almost like
Sega.
Genesis.
It's almost like a toy car running on different tracks, right?
Right.
You can jump
Yeah.
off of it and hop on another track, and you have to avoid shit. But like, I don't know, that has to really be your thing, like loving that speed and the
I remember
options.
Super Mario World having like you find those different colored Yoshis, and like there's just a
Yeah.
lot more like going
Super
backtracking.
Mario World.
Star
I even
Wars.
forgot
That
to
game
mention
is-
that one.
yeah.
That
That
game
was
was
that was a
crazy.
Getting into the
Yeah.
special
Represent.
Represent.
So I guess we're on agreement. The SNES is probably our favorites.
For-
In that generation, yeah.
well,
It
yeah.
just had the games. It
Yeah.
had Link to the Past, like all of those really great titles. Yoshi's Island, like
Yoshi's Island is a perfect
Donkey Kong
Steve.
Country.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
Yoshi's Island's
Donkey
perfect.
Kong
F-Zero.
F-Zero, yeah.
Freaking
Like-
Metroid. Like, you can
Yeah.
start
You could sit here
naming-
for hours just
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
SNES games that were superior. I think, like, I don't know, that seems biased because I think I've only played the Sega Genesis once. I was at my friend Avery's house. Shout out to Avery if you're watching this. I don't think you will be, but no, it's just like I remember we were playing. Oh damn, what is Golden Axe? We were playing Golden Axe.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun, but you could definitely tell like Sega Genesis just had like a style to it, and I think that's what it played off of,
Mhm.
and it just didn't really age almost
Yeah.
like into.
I
Like
feel
you don't look back at it now.
Everybody relates the Genesis and stuff instantly to Sonic, so they're like, if you hate Sonic, you just hate the Genesis. But I've
Yeah.
actually watched people stream like emulators and stuff from the Genesis, and they have a lot of stuff that were.
So wasn't Double Dragon on?
There were some great games.
Double Dragon
was
was
that?
on the SNES.
Oh, it was. Oh,
I
okay.
think they brought it also on the Genesis, I believe.
Yeah.
Not quite
Oops.
sure, but there were a lot of games that were revolutionary for the Genesis
Right.
that
Yeah.
like are unheard of unless you own the Genesis.
Blood and
Right.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Right,
And
they had that too.
That was a huge thing for the marketing at the time. Was that like Nintendo was still like parents still saw it as a toy for their kids, and it was marketed as such. And but then I remember one of the Sega ads was Sega does what Nintendo
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
So it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We're so edgy. We're so cool. Like
Yeah.
come and
That
hang out.
nice
We're not a
skateboard.
toy. We're adult gamers. We smoke and skateboard at the Catholic school. Come on. Like,
Oh my god.
Radical. But yeah, even like getting with that SNES Classic coming out recently, like I freaking love Donkey Kong Country, like
good.
Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Like I've never played Earthbound before. I went back to it. Earthbound is dope. Like
Yeah,
it's
time
so
was
good.
classic.
Yeah, just think these games are just like they age, but they don't really like you can still play them in this day and age and
Yeah.
still enjoy them and like them.
Yeah.
Which
Do
I
you think
think
there's a
makes
bad
it-
boy of this generation? Do you think there's like a bad boy console?
oh, for I don't really know. I think they're just kind of
They're all vanillaing out.
they're kind of vanillaing out.
If it was anybody, it'd probably be Sony, just because they're kind of like fuck you to everybody. Where it's like, oh, crossplay, yeah, fuck you, no.
Well,
Like,
especially early PlayStation 4,
Yeah.
they were like, "Fuck you, Xbox."
Oh my god, that
You wanna
that
play Uncharted? You
E3,
gotta
Yeah,
come
come
on
on over.
literally like that E3 conference was just Sony just taking a shit on
I
Xbox for.
They
We're
literally
like, what's happening?
yeah, they walk
Is this
out on
allowed?
stage, say, "Hey, everything's Xbox did." Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
doing that.
Well, even like we, all three of us, like work retail, right? And we rely on trade-ins. And like when Xbox came out saying like, you put your disc in and that's it.
Yeah.
We're like, uh-oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna be
That's
death to
bad.
retail, basically. Yeah. So
I mean,
and
you
then-
even look at the when PlayStation Move came out, there was that commercial where it was like it just shit on every other motion control
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to walk around with my hand as a gun or like Wii boxing, like
Yeah,
flinging joysticks.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And they didn't really go
with
far
a
with the
glowing
Move.
dongle at the end.
Yeah.
It
it's
just looks
like-
more like a dildo.
Are you trying to get my attention?
Yeah, exactly. It's like planes are crashing into your house.
Cool. So let's move on to the next generation. So that's the N64, PlayStation 1, Xbox.
Xbox
Xbox
came
was
later.
later. Xbox was later. Yeah.
Xbox One,
Next.
like the original,
Yeah.
came
Right.
after during PS2 era.
You're looking at
Yeah.
Saturn as well,
PS2
and kind
Saturn,
of towards
right.
the tail end, the Sega CD.
CD.
Right. Okay.
Oh God.
So
Yeah.
half of that shit I didn't play. Like I was N64 man the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I played PS1. Like I played Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon and stuff like that. But I didn't really play anything else on the PlayStation. So, and I think it was the N64 that made me a gamer. Like I played Super Mario 64 for the first time. Sitting there like, yep, doing this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Same with Ocarina of Time.
This is it.
I was sitting there like, yep, this is good.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
So that was when I first started playing games. Was my uncle's hand-me-down N64 was the first thing I touched. I was like 3 years old, and it was just an unplugged controller. Yeah, I was 3 years old in this N64.
Yeah.
And yeah, they gave me an unplugged controller, and they just went through. Over
So wait,
the
what
time.
year would that have been when you were 3? Because we would have been at least in GameCube.
2002.
Yeah, that would be GameCube.
It
Yeah.
was GameCube
Because Melee
already,
came out in
but
2001.
it was a hand-me-down for
Yeah,
me.
that's how I
So
know.
it was like
Yeah, that's
I was
2001.
always a generation behind up until PS3, basically.
Yeah.
Or no, the Wii. The Wii was when I caught
Okay.
up. But yeah, like just I think I can agree with you 100%. N64 just it revolutionized pretty much everything that was standard in gaming, while also having like some of the best titles like
Right.
Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and Super Mario 64 and Smash Bros. Like it just kind of
People liked GoldenEye.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, it's trying to be revolutionary for shooters too. The fucking
Yeah.
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 I think at the time it was good, but
It was.
going back
It's-
to it, it's
it's
kind of like
hard,
"Ah,
man.
It is
I need
not
that
aged
second
well.
That's
stick.
kind of the controller was trying to promote innovation, right?
Yeah.
You got a
you
stick,
had
you
the,
got a
the
D-pad.
camera buttons.
What do you mean you have a third arm? Excuse me.
People don't have
Just
to
like
Yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah, I think that was my only gripe with the N64 was this controller. Just because, like, even like the controller, like the control stick would like die after a while. Like it would get like really loose.
Dude,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you play
You
Mario
get the-
Party and you gotta
Yeah,
rotate
yeah,
that
Mario
thing,
Party
it's
Alice.
dead.
You're
It's
so
dead.
hand-
From the rowing one, right?
There was
You're
just a hole
in
in
the
your
in the
hand,
riverboat one.
Oh, I
Oh,
Yeah.
I had blisters.
All of that.
that
But
shit was horrible.
there was so much innovation with that though. Like
Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, there we go.
Shut up.
Shut up, Banjo.
No wonder you like.
Microsoft, make another one. Or don't. I don't know.
Nuts
nuts
and
and
bolts.
bolts.
Nuts and bolts too.
But no, like the controllers, like with the analog stick, they were the first to do that. Arguably, they were the first to do that.
Yeah.
Saturn
PlayStation
had
had
something
the
like
D-pad, right?
Well, the
That's
PlayStation was
didn't have the
born.
DualShock yet.
Yeah, the PlayStation controller was born from a Super NES controller with handles because
Yeah.
that was the original thing.
Right.
It was
You
going
had
to be
your
the
hands cranked
Nintendo
up?
PlayStation.
That's
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the actual video of that person that ended up coming across the dev kit for that?
No.
It's insane.
Right.
It had like the SNES controller and everything,
Mhm.
but it was gonna like play like PlayStation games and
Yeah,
it was
it's
like-
so weird. It says
Cool.
Nintendo
Yeah,
PlayStation.
yeah.
on
You
it,
can skip-
But like, I remember did you guys ever play the Episode 1 Racer? Like the pod racing game? for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
64,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You could plug in 2 controllers, and then you know how if you played it in the arcade, if it had the whole thing,
Yeah.
Oh,
push
you had two
forward
thrusters?
to thrust, and then if you wanted to turn right, you'd go like this, and
That's
left
dope.
like this. You could do that with the N64. You would have the sticks forward and back. I mean, it's not like it's like yeah, but it's still really cool.
Yeah.
And I liked that
Yeah.
kind of innovation.
Cool.
That
Those
nobody else
Nintendo
did.
people, you know?
So let's, I guess we'll just do a roundabout. So I thought N64 was the king. What was your opinion?
I mean, I played whatever you played, buddy.
Right. 64. Yeah.
Smash Bros.
Oh, yeah.
It's dope.
Eve, he's...
I don't want to disagree with you.
Do it! No, do it!
He's
No,
got to lay
do
down
it!
some truth.
Let's promote some...
Because I do love the N64. It was revolutionary. I mean, you can't ignore Mario 64. You can't ignore Ocarina of Time. Like everything, there was a lot of good things about it. But PlayStation for me was the big thing because, well, you mentioned Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, all the platformers there I loved. I was a big RPG fan at the time,
Yeah.
so I played like Breath of Fire, Legend of Dragoon, the
You
Final
got Paper
Fantasies.
Mario.
That's the shit I feel like I missed out on.
Like
Yeah.
I guess at the time I was like a huge RPG nerd, so I was just playing the shit out of it. So for me personally, at that time, I would give it to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Even though I think probably overall N64 is better, PlayStation for me.
Yeah.
That's fair. Like, PlayStation 1 was a great console, too, in its own
Oh
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
But, like, am
Some
I
of the best
wrong that there weren't a lot of
RPGs,
RPGs on N64? Like, there was...
Wasn't
Am
much.
I didn't, because I didn't really play RPGs growing up. Like,
Yeah.
for me, it was Paper Mario. That was
Yeah, there was
it for
Paper
me.
Mario. There was like Quest 64. There was.
Was there Dragon Quest for that one?
I can't remember.
No.
I know there was a Breath of Fire 64, which was worth a shit ton of money.
Really?
Dragon
Okay.
Quest started on SNES. No, NES, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
Which one?
First one was
They were like
the
original
original
Dragon
driving on
Quest, yeah.
handheld, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no, I think yeah, like you were saying, the PS1 has tons of great stuff. And like Aiden, I was never into RPGs at the time, and then I saw Final Fantasy VIII, and I'm like, yeah, there's pretty ladies in this. But I got it for computers, so.
I felt like I was pretty stupid to play RPG games. I just want to jump and hit things, jump over it.
Yeah, you have no patience. You're just
No,
like,
I don't. Even nowadays,
there's-
like I am just incredibly picky with.
There are no Jinjos in here.
Yeah, where are the Jinjos? Is it still going?
Materia, what's that?
Yeah, like I really think the first RPG that Pokemon, but like even then, that's not too involved if you don't want it
It's
to
not.
be,
It's
right?
rock,
Like you
paper,
can make
scissors.
it, you can make it.
It's
steam,
literally
but-
not a story. There's not that much dialogue. It's
No.
like just go to the gym and beat the shit out of
But I
people.
love
That's it.
that shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
It's simple.
Give me
anyways.
more,
Dude. I played
Yeah,
it
it's
too. I
still
love it.
going and stronger than ever.
Oh,
so.
let's go, Eevee and
Oh
Peach.
my god.
I don't know what
We'll talk
game-
about that another.
We'll talk about it another
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we move on to? So wait, sorry. So N64, whatever I was playing, PS1,
At the time.
N64,
Yeah, that's all I really played. So.
and Dan's the
Going
same.
64,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
So we're moving on to that would be
Independence.
GameCube, Xbox, PS2, and what was that? Pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, there was
Dreamcast
Dreamcast.
somewhere in there.
but,
Dreamcast. Is anyone gonna argue for Dreamcast?
I liked it when I
Me.
played it.
Me.
It was my
Anybody-
favorite.
Like, I should probably throw a special shout out to it because it was big enough that we had the Dreamcast collection on the 360 later. It was
And it brought good ideas.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
like Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube. You guys probably maybe
I
played
played that one.
That
I played that,
That was
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Like there were a
online
lot of good
play
things.
wasn't that a thing that
Yeah.
started on?
That was
Dreamcast?
PS2.
It was
and
PS2.
Dreamcast.
Yeah,
We're on.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
did
mean,
it come out on
technically,
Dreamcast
you can
first?
go back to the
Dreamcast. I think Dreamcast had it first, right? PS2 had that network adapter
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Plugged
Yeah.
it
Technically,
brick.
Yeah, you
go
plugged this
further.
giant ass brick into it.
It was awful.
The
Yeah.
Genesis had online with X-Band.
Genesis.
Yeah,
did.
Oh,
you
yeah.
had to plug into a coax, I think.
No way.
And your
Oh,
phone
wow.
jack. So you were tying up your parents' TV and your phone line.
Get off the phone and the TV. I gotta play Sonic online.
Yeah, exactly. It had like 5 games that you could play. It was crap. Yeah.
Oh man.
But technically.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't really into online gaming
I
until
wanted-
probably PS3.
I was gonna say I wanted a PS2 so badly, and I was
Yeah.
so happy when we finally got one because like the GameCube games, like I don't know, you and me always had different tastes, but like I was always piggybacking until I was like probably 13 or so.
Right.
That's when you get rebellious.
Exactly. Like, fuck you, Aiden. You know?
What do you like, Aiden? Well, I don't. Eat it.
I want to play Battlefront.
So aggressive, guys. Come on.
But I remember we had this big decision where you're like, we got to get the GameCube for Christmas, and I was like trying to fight, like, no, we got to get the
No,
PS2.
it was the other way around. No, because I remember when I saw the PS2 on TV, I was like, "That's a big boy console.
Oh,
I want the
yeah.
PS2." And
Yeah.
then we got it, and then I was like, "I can't play Double Dash on PS2."
Yeah.
So then we
This system doesn't have
Yeah, I
a
was like-
handle for me to carry it around.
Yeah, the first portable console in GameCube.
I only had
First
GTA
portable.
3 where I could kill hookers.
Because like we got the PS2 and we had Jack and Daxter, and I love Jack and Daxter, but then I was like, I don't have Sunshine, I don't have Double Dash, you
We
know,
got
like
the GameCube first, though.
no, we had the other way around. No.
Fuck, okay.
Because I was like,
I
no,
wanted
I'm growing up. Fuck you, Nintendo. And then I was like, no, come back.
I think it's happened again too
Yeah.
with the Switch where everyone was like, "Fuck you, Nintendo,"
Yeah, oh,
and then I was like, "Oh, "That's pretty good."
Yeah, I want to kind of fly around though.
Yeah.
So
I think
Yeah.
that was such a cool generation to be in. I remember like that was kind of a resurgence for me in the console wars because like my friend, we knew like the one guy in grade 10 who had an Xbox. It's like, whoa, that guy's cool. And then like everyone had PlayStations, and I'm like, I've got a GameCube. Who wants to come over and watch me play Sunshine?
Give me that.
Yeah.
I think they all had really good things. I mean, Xbox had Halo, and that was a titan.
Yeah,
that
that was
was.
Yeah.
I've had so many LAN parties for Halo. It
Oh my
was
God.
nuts.
Yeah.
you can't deny that Halo wasn't revolutionary.
Oh
like
my
you
God.
can't come to us and be
Mortal
like,
Kombat
no.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
On
Mortal Kombat
Xbox.
Yeah, it had. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it came on PlayStation.
PS2 as well. Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a PS2, so I knew.
But
There you
Mortal
same
Kombat was bad
it
at that
happened
time.
with
You
PS2
didn't want
as
to
well.
play.
Like I wasn't big into RPGs, so I really on PS2 I played Jack and Daxter. I had Battlefront.
But during the PS2 era, that's kind of when RPGs started dying too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it kind of went downhill, and then PS3 just completely
Yeah,
ignored RPGs.
We gotta go
Because
back.
like PS2, well, you had SOCOM, which was a huge thing. Apparently, I never played it, but I mean, the GTA started,
Yep.
Yeah.
so that was a huge thing too.
But I mean, on PS2 you had, or Was it PS2? Which one?
You had Tekken.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
There
Was
you
that
go.
the first
Yeah.
move to console Tekken?
Tekken.
The second one was arcade.
Tekken 1 was on PS1. I think. I forget. I wasn't big into Tekken until 3.
I tried to eat
Don't eat your band.
Don't tell me what to do.
All right, sorry. So we were talking RPGs
Yeah.
on PS2.
I think that was another big thing was Final Fantasy X. Like went nuts. How many times have they
Oh my God, yeah.
re-released fucking 10? Like it was re-released on the PS3, the PS4, the Vita, but
Damn right.
Vita.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Hey, remember
R.I.P.
that.
The
But
God of Wars too.
there
Yep.
you go.
God of War's
Oh, God,
PS2.
yeah.
Yep, I played 1, 2. Loved
Yeah.
it. Those were great.
Katamari Damacy. I liked
Oh,
it. 'Cause
yeah.
It was also a hotbed for just weird shit.
Yeah.
There was like
100%.
Mad Maestro, there was Mr. Mosquito, where you flew around and just terrified this Japanese family and you like bit
Oh,
them
yeah.
while they were in the bathtub. and stuff.
Yeah, the Asian
So
ladies'
weird.
titties.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember that.
Yeah, and it was so funny.
That came to North America?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so weird, yeah. No actual nudity, but it's like, oh, that girl's in the tub, I can fly. Better on the boobs.
Got him.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it was, so it had its interesting things,
Yeah.
for sure.
It had just such a good, like, everything. Like, you've got, like, a good amount of racers, a good amount of first-person shooters, like, you had
Yeah.
RPGs on it. It kind of covered so much ground. Whereas, like, with GameCube, I think, like, GameCube had it exclusive, and that was, like, the big reason why you would get a GameCube.
Yeah.
But, and then Xbox had, like, Halo and that sort of stuff. But I feel like you could get kind of everything on a PS2 almost. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It almost feels like
Gran
PS2.
Turismo.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like
Yeah.
PS2's big seller was that, hey, look at us, we've got really good graphics compared to
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
Get this, because that's
And-
why they released
And every
Gran Turismo.
developer had ideas for what we could do in the 3D world, and this was like their chance to kind of go hard. And like, it's the most sold consoles. So,
Yeah.
like,
And this was really the time where, like, everyone was moving from 2D to 3D, and
Right.
just like who made it, who didn't, obviously. Like
Yeah.
you look at Sonic, poor Sonic,
Oh,
and Mario just
yeah,
came. Mario just
yeah.
moved to 3D so easily.
Like
Yeah.
GameCube's for kids, PS2 was graphics, and in my opinion, Xbox was shooters.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to be serious.
It's just everything. They all had their own thing.
Yeah.
It's personal.
Yeah.
But I
had
gotta
the
say,
online
the
play
GameCube
down
controller
pat.
Mm.
is. So I guess we'll just kind of go. Oh, bleh.
you feel your left arm?
It's the banana It's the banana drink.
It's the banana. Tropical Freeze is a great game. So let's go each of what we thought won that generation. So we'll start with Dan over there.
I think definitely PS2.
PS2. Okay.
PS2.
Okay.
I'm gonna say PS2. My reason, I only played GameCube, but then later on got the PS2 and Xbox.
Yeah.
And holy shit.
Yeah.
Even like when I fired my PS2, it just blew me away. Like graphically wise, like it's like holy shit. This was at this time.
Yeah.
Like it was nuts. And yeah, just the amount of games it had. Like I don't know, it's kind of unbeatable.
Okay.
Sold the most. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you. You're wrong, but it's okay.
You should fucking.
So I guess it's popular now. PS2.
You swam with all the popular vote, eh?
Yeah. No, I like
Everyone's doing it.
I mean, it is the PS2 is the only one that I bought on launch, and I still own one, and it's the only one that I still own. All the other consoles I just like sold for the next one. I still own a PS2
Fair enough.
though. I love it.
I still play like GameCube more often than I play like any other retro console, but like I don't know if it's that just nostalgic era for me, but like PS2 I'll go back and play, GameCube I'll go back and play. If it wasn't for the numbers, I'd say GameCube, but PS2 just like fucking killed it.
Yeah, I'm a Mario guy. I can't be like, fuck you, little Italian man. I gotta go GameCube. I don't know. I kind of just connected with a lot of those GameCube games a lot.
I mean, you
And
pretty much pointed out
PS
that all
yeah.
three had really good things.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, and
It
I
was a
love
really
PS2.
good
Don't get me
generation.
wrong. I love the PS2. I just GameCube is just the controller.
Well, you still
Well, the
play.
funny thing for
And I love that noises you get from it. Like, and I play my brother and I play a lot of Melee, so it's just like I play it every day basically. So
and it has a handle.
and it's got a handle.
It has a handle.
Portability,
It's actually the
ladies and
most
gentlemen.
powerful of all three. The
course.
GameCube has the most powerful guts.
And it's
of
great
all
for
three.
self-defense too. You hold
Yeah,
it and you're being attacked.
That's
Bam,
right.
bash.
Yeah, that's true. It's ridiculous.
You don't mean
It's
that
more
so
powerful
straight,
than the
you know?
OG Xbox,
Yeah.
PS2.
Then what the fuck happened?
I love I love the Easter eggs they put in the GameCube too, like making it Monkey Ball and like
Yeah.
it was just like,
Yeah,
it felt very
yeah.
personal, you know. You like
Yeah.
discover stuff about it.
Yeah,
So
it's
holding
cool.
Z when it starts up, or whatever.
Yeah.
that was good.
That little weird laugh at the end. What the fuck?
I actually okay. So I gave my little cousin my old GameCube to get him into gaming. Now he's like 4, and he's in love with it. But when I first showed him that shit, he flipped out. He like lost his mind.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's like so cool for
Yeah.
him. Man. It's like intimate.
Okay, let's move on. So what's after that? So that's PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii.
This is when Mario.
This is
said-
when Nintendo gets a little weird.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Kinda went off
We
the
still
rails.
love them. It's
Yeah.
like an abusive relationship.
Every other generation, they just beat the shit out of us.
Yeah.
And
Ah,
the next
Mario's still there.
generation, they love us. Yeah.
I was working.
They had us by the balls for the DS.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the
Yeah,
DS
yeah.
was great.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they pulled.
And they just
Until we had nothing left.
So let's start with Dan. What do you think about
Yeah,
that generation?
I worked the launches of all three of these, and it was funny. I was making a tally chart
Yeah.
of the calls that we were getting for PS3 and for the 360. 360 rinsed the PS3.
The
Like,
red bar
we
thing
were
did not
getting
help them at all.
That didn't. Well, this wasn't a thing yet. They
Right.
were still pre-orders and
Oh.
everything. And so we sold.
This is all pre-hype.
Yeah, it's all pre-hype. The thing that sold the PS3, at least at my store, people were buying them as status symbols. Sony marketed it so well that people would buy it without games, which is ridiculous because you don't make any profit off a console. But people would come into my store and they would drop at the time. I mean, it was a 20, I think a 20, a 40, and an 80 gig, and the 80 gig was almost $800 a gig. Yeah,
Holy
ridiculous.
balls!
I
Well,
remember-
it had that
yeah,
Blu-ray
no.
player, right? Though?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that was the
That's
thing. It
amazing.
That
made
was
it
the
the
reason, yeah.
That was
cheapest
cool.
Blu-ray player
Yeah.
on the market, and that's people like
That's-
dudes would come in and be like, "You want layer on PS3?" And because that was like a launch, and like, "You want this?" They're like,
Uncharted
"No,
was a
we don't want
launch.
that."
Wasn't
that?
Uncharted a launch? I thought Uncharted 1 was a launch.
I can't remember. I don't
Shit.
think it was. I think it came out a little later.
I'm gonna Google that before people yell at me.
Yeah.
We don't want corrections.
Don't at me.
Don't
That's
at me,
what you
dude.
guys
Don't at
say,
me.
right?
Don't at me. Don't
That's
at
it, yeah.
Please be nice.
That shit's lit, fam. Alright.
Don't at me.
Am I doing it right? But
Dab.
no, I think I learned it. No, definitely. I think at the end, PS3 had come back, and
Oh, yeah.
I think kind of took over that generation. But I think, like in my heart, 360 is
Yeah.
after the Super NES, the best system that's ever been made, and that's don't at me.
Oh,
Don't
Resistance.
at me.
But that was Insomniac, right? Resistance. was
No,
Insomniac?
Naughty Dog.
No.
Uncharted.
Naughty Dog. No, Resistance.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, Resistance, yeah.
I don't see Uncharted.
Little Big Planet.
Yep. I don't.
Right,
Yeah.
that's
I
Oh
don't-
yeah,
That
yeah.
was a
Little
big
Big
one.
Planet was big.
Yeah, Little Big Planet was
I
amazing.
remember going over to my friend's house and he just got a PS3 and he was like so excited for Little Big Planet that he ended up spending the money to get all the controllers so everyone could play, and it's like that's a good seller, right?
Yeah,
Like, something
oh, yeah.
like that gets everyone on it.
Okay.
There's no couch co-op anymore. I'm pissed.
No,
No.
that's
Yeah,
why
it's-
that's why
Well, they
me
make
and my
more money.
buddies still have 360s
Yeah.
because we get together every few months and throw in Halo 3 or Reach.
Okay, Let's Go Pikachu is coming out.
Let's go
That's
Pikachu.
gonna be the couch co-op that changes.
Yeah.
At the end, we'll see who's getting what version.
Yeah,
Eevee or
yeah.
Pikachu, and you will be judged. Okay, cool. So we talked majority about the PS3.
Well, Dan
The
had
people-
his piece about the pre-hype.
Read pre-hype.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it shifted over to the 360 came out
Dude,
and just
360 was great.
it
Yeah,
was nuts.
Yeah.
And then you saw a shift when Red Rings started happening, and then people were afraid of it. Of the 360, and then they would start buying the PS3s more and more and more.
Well, it's funny.
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
it's
Go
funny
ahead.
that story of like I bought it in day one at Red Ring, like that'll just stick in your head where
Yeah.
you're like, I don't want to fucking
That's
deal
crazy.
with that.
Yeah.
Did you find that also? Because I believe they had to pay for their online services, like they had the gold subscription.
Right.
Like PS3 didn't have that.
Yeah.
Did that affect sales? At all?
It did, but you get what you pay for.
Right.
PSN was consistently just.
The online for
It was like
felt
mediocre. Like, it
56K.
wasn't like awful. It was just kind of okay.
It
Xbox
dropped
360
all the
definitely had a
time.
better online.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you remember the
Yeah.
hack, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Hacked
huge.
constantly, yeah.
That was like almost a.
I was
full
afraid to put
month
my credit card
that
on there.
Yeah.
PlayStation
40%
Online.
of users lost their credit information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was insane.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
And the Xbox Live was always consistently on. You can probably count on maybe two hands in its entire lifetime
Yeah.
that it has been down for any amount of time.
But
Right.
It was really only
Microsoft
at the
probably
time.
prioritizes that.
Yeah.
Like their security and their.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
if you're paying $60 for a year, I would hope that it's staying up It
Yeah.
got up time with it, and it did.
It's hard to look at it.
All right, so why don't we decide which we agree with? We didn't really want to talk about the Wii. Do you want me to blur about the Wii real quick?
It
Yeah,
had
go
great
ahead.
carnival games.
Yeah, I got the sick Carl
You wanna
games.
go bowling?
I actually had my first Wii. I bought it launch day, and it was defective. I had
Oh
to go
my
to another
God.
store
And there's
swap
no word
it.
for
but
that.
My-
that was like the one that was defective.
Instantly worst console.
Well, when the Wii dropped though, like it was like impossible to get one.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad had to meet someone in an alleyway and do a deal to get the
Holy
Wii.
shit.
He said it was the sketchiest thing he's ever had to do, but we needed a Wii
Well, he also
that
got
Christmas.
some cocaine,
Yeah.
but I mean.
Yeah, I got some cocaine too.
Nothing
like-
the best combination.
That's
Yeah.
perfect because like the top of
Canada.
the system is all shiny.
And but like it was like
Don't do that.
it didn't have the greatest
Young-
launch
that's the
though.
moral.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't have the
That's
greatest
moral.
launch. It had, I think it was like Red Steel, and it had
Oh,
Wii
Red Steel
Sports. And Wii Sports,
Red Steel
I don't know understand why people were so hyped about Wii Sports.
Well,
I
it
had
was-
fun with it for like 10 minutes. I was like,
It's
I'm
the
done.
people that could only
It's
play
fine.
Mario Kart in their lifetime, and the people that could play Wii Sports. It's like they didn't game, but they like to touch
like-
like something. And
right.
they're like, I'll play it for a half hour and then I'll
Yeah.
leave.
Then I'll
And it's
leave.
Like,
But
that's
like,
great.
Garrett and I would
Good
be
for
playing
you.
like tennis for like hours. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's how we're used to gaming. And we're kind of like, all right, what's next?
This is
Yeah,
getting
like, this
old,
is
yeah.
getting old. This whole thing, yeah.
It was fun though because it was the third pillar. Like you had your main console,
Yeah.
and then you had a Wii.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo was smart to market it that way.
And the thing was, like, it was so good at hitting the casual market that, like, it sold so much
Yeah, it
just
did.
over the motion controls. And, like, for a lot of people, I think it totally blew them away when they first booted it up. And, like, they just kind of rode off of that initial, like, feeling of using motion controls for the first
Which
time.
Halo was the biggest Halo? Just out of curiosity.
Probably
Three.
right?
Three,
I was gonna
followed
say,
by Reach.
Xbox 360. I was addicted to Halo 3.
Well,
Holy shit.
one
Fuck
one
all
was
that.
amazing. The only problem is just you had to land, which had amazing times from my past, obviously.
For
but-
sure. Yeah, you had to get it for them.
Yeah, and then Halo 2 as well was the same thing, and then you could freaking dual wield, which was revolutionary. And then three was the first online one, so you could just do these huge battles with your friends. And I
Going
don't
as a
know.
split screen, going as like it's so cool.
Yeah, like it
Some
had
of the
so many
best gaming
things.
moments in my life were Halo 3. Just
Banshees and shit.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
just
yeah.
flying around
Yeah.
on Valhalla, and it was so much fun.
Like-
so much time into that.
Like, I'm not a big shooter, but I was so into Halo 3. Like, there's something about it that
Forge
just...
mode.
Yeah.
I got addicted to that.
Yeah.
It was fucking sick.
And just the last thing about Wii, the Wii did have good games. Like,
It
it,
did,
had a
yes.
couple of really good games.
Yeah.
But however, like, I think those games are probably my favorite in those generation, but I still have to say, like, the PS3 is better. Like,
Yeah.
the PS3 just had... And even, I had all three. I had a 360, PS3, and Wii, like, but I still think...
Spoiled fuck.
well, that was the generation I started buying my consoles. That's why, like, I have them all, and but before, like, I'd always get for Christmas and stuff. But this time, I was like, I want an Xbox for Halo. I want a PS3 for Uncharted, and then I wanted this and that. Mario Galaxy, because that game's dope.
Yeah, I just
Like,
want to say that
Mario
I never
Galaxy 2
considered
is
buying a Wii.
so good.
I always had the 360, and then I only bought the Wii because the new Smash was announced.
And gave you
Yeah.
games
And
to
that's
work on it.
literally the only reason that I bought
Yeah.
it was for Smash, and I was so disappointed
Brawl was
because
fine.
Brawl was not good.
It was fine.
And then I
I
was
like
like,
my
whoa!
story mode.
yeah,
Like,
Subspace
Subspace
Emissary is
Emissary
really
was
good.
because I'm
yeah.
crap at
Still a
Smash,
slow
so I'm like,
story.
I
Yeah.
can play this on my
It was
own.
okay.
Well, also,
God.
like, Garrett and I didn't understand that there was, like, this, like, kind of deeper technical things with Melee, so we thought Brawl was fine, and we enjoyed, like,
Right.
And then when I met my new friends, and they're like, you're not playing Brawl anymore, you're playing Melee.
You're
And
taking Brawl too seriously.
Yeah.
You gotta.
we're like, I'm going pro with Brawl? No, you're not. You're an idiot. So-
Nobody's going pro.
and even nowadays, it's dead. Like, Wii still going, but Brawl is dead. Like, no one
Yeah.
plays that game
No one
anymore.
likes to talk about
They
it.
only use it for Project M, and that's it.
Yeah.
So...
Well, you can trip.
So I said PS3. What's your favorite console?
Xbox
that generation?
360,
360.
360.
360.
It's gotta be 360.
360.
360.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Cool. All right.
Can I just say something real quick? It feels like
I don't know.
they all did really well. Like this is when games were getting big after
Yeah.
PS2's
Oh, yeah.
hype, right? So like Wii was like old people could buy it and enjoy it. Xbox like gamers, right? Like they fucking need it. And
Yeah.
then PS2 or PS3 was like Blu-ray player. People with money could drop on it. Like it just made sense
Yeah.
to have in your home.
Yeah.
Like they all had something that they were filling.
Yeah, and it's cool to like roll into the next generation from that. This Microsoft and Sony flipped roles. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Xbox One became your all-in-one entertainment hub, and PS4's like,
Focus on
hey, we do
games.
games.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah,
weird.
focus
They
on
had the
games.
gaming,
It's true.
like they had it by balls. Like they totally could have executed that on the Xbox One,
Yeah,
but
right.
they went the other way. It was weird.
Yeah.
Well, you wonder with this lull right now. Like,
Kinda
do you think
grass
they're
is greener.
holding on to the next console? Because it's really like Crackdown, and there's no release date for that. Like,
Yeah.
they dropped State of Decay, but that game's
Garbage.
like a lot of people didn't like it.
It's
Yeah.
not that great.
I haven't played it myself, but I don't know. But PlayStation's still like They came out with Detroit not too long ago. Like God of War came out in April. Like they're just still like just fucking killing it. Like. It's just sad.
They know
We'll
who
see if
they
Thieves
know who to
matters.
back in terms of like putting the money down because get those good solos.
So we could talk about this current generation, but I feel like that's kind of like what our next podcasts are going to be about. We're kind of talking about more of like the modern kind of game industry and stuff. So do we want to pick? Would you want to talk about the PS4, Xbox
let's
One?
Let's say
real
what we
quick?
have at home, like what we play.
Yeah. What do you play?
I have a Wii U.
Oh.
and hold on. You'd think PC Master? I have a Mac.
And so do I.
Literally, the best thing I can play Fortnite on is my fucking phone.
Yeah, it's kind of mind blowing, isn't that?
This
Isn't that
is
crazy?
better
And
than
for that reason, that's all I
anything
do.
I've done. Yeah.
My favorite console this current generation is my cell phone.
It kind
That's a
of
viable answer, man.
In Japan, yeah, 100%.
We have a guy coming at work every day. He's showing us all these like sick cell phone games. He's like, look, there's no lag. Look at 60 frames. Blah, blah, blah.
It was actually
Look how the birds launch.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's so smooth.
Yeah.
no. This game that he showed, I can't remember the name now, but it was
I don't
actually
remember.
really surprising. It like ran buttery smooth.
Yeah.
It looked like late PS3 graphics.
Yeah.
I would say even better.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn, it's on a fucking little
Bro, I
phone.
remember the first time I played that game Cannonball. I don't ever play that. You're just a pixel man running on skyscrapers. But like I played that on my like iPhone Touch in like grade 7 or some shit. I remember like there's no lag in that game, and just seeing that happen on a tiny phone. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine what Dan's going through on Fortnite.
Well, let's just say
Oh,
what
no,
you
that's-
have.
that's
So
a
you
good
don't
idea.
have. You have a Wii U.
Yeah, I had an Xbox One, to be fair. I owned
Okay.
an Xbox One for the new Assassin's Creeds at the time and Halo 5. And then I sold it to go traveling, so.
Cool.
Okay.
So what do you have, Dan?
I consistently play on my PC mostly.
Okay.
But I mean, PS4 is whenever I'm playing a console, I'm playing PS4.
Nice.
It just
And you have a Switch too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, now that I have the Switch, I mean, like, that too, actually, because when I'm out and about, it's great to have
Yeah,
that
for
portability, so...
Yeah.
Eve, what do you got?
I do have a gaming PC, but I don't play on it too much anymore. It's like 10 years old. And PS4 mostly.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter, that stuff.
Very cool.
PS4 all the way.
I have everything.
Again.
I'm a tool. Because I just like want to play everything.
Boy.
I'm always like trying to keep up with the times, and I want to play everything. Well, thanks so much for joining us on our pilot episode of Game and Scotch. We're going to try to have a regular release schedule, probably once or twice a week. We'll release more information there. We're very new, so like, subscribe, tell your friends if you enjoyed this episode. Yeah, if you guys wanted to try the Cranky Kong, it's literally just rye and some...
We did put a bit of banana mush in there.
Banana mush
So it's
in
a
it.
little banana-y, but
The mush
Yeah.
goes a long way.
It goes a long way, yeah. So
Yeah,
thanks so much, and if you guys are deciding to make those drinks, make sure you're legal drinking age and drink responsibly, and have a great day.
Young
See
Dan,
ya.
what did you learn this episode?
Today I learned that Wii is good to snort coke off of.
Ah.
But
Cut!
also not to snort coke.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of a...
Young Dan, you're not old enough to snort coke, man.
Oh god.
There's an age limit?
No.